A disturbing discovery inside a Richmond home. Police say they found 3 children living in filthy conditions. Now their mother faces charges.
A crash on a Lexington road this afternoon has now turned deadly. The new details we've learned about the investigation.
A former UK football player says it's a way for him to say thanks.
I really appreciate all the mothers that really do it.
It's how he wants to help a couple of single mothers for Mother's Day.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening to you. The weekend is off to a rainy and very cold start. Not the kind of weather you want to see in April.
No, it's not. It looks like temperatures will drop below freezing again tomorrow morning. So we begin tonight with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey, and your no-wait weather forecast.
Yeah, guys, snow, sleet really taking center stage out there today into the evening across many areas. We've been getting thunder, sleet, and snow reports across most of central and eastern Kentucky, at least at some point today. That strong northwesterly wind flow continues across the entire region. We look at our Defender radar network, had this band of what amounted to snow and sleet squalls with 30 and 40 mile per hour gusts, thunder and lightning now exiting southeastern Kentucky. Little break in the action now right on top of the BG Parkway into the Bluegrass region. Another little round of some light snow showers and a touch of sleet thrown in there for good measure. Some of this across northern parts of the area has at least a chance to coat a rooftop or two over the next couple of hours. A lot of that would melt away before daybreak, but the potential is there nonetheless. Temperatures dropping into the upper 30s to still some low 40s farther west that we go. But that cold air across central and eastern Kentucky really digging in. 34 into Jackson right now, 37 Mount Sterling. Factor in the winds. How about a 24-degree wind chill into the Covington, Cincinnati area? 29 Danville. Most areas will see wind chills that drop toward 20 degrees tonight, with a freeze warning that is out for the entire state with actual temperatures deep into the 20s. Guys, when I come back at 11:13, it's a full-blown search for spring in that 7-day forecast.
New tonight, some disturbing accusations against a Richmond mother. Police arrested her after they say they found her 3 children living in horrible conditions.
Richmond police charged 27-year-old Emmy Bennett with criminal abuse. They also say she appeared to be intoxicated when they showed up at her home to check on the children last night. Monique Blair is tracking the investigation in our top story at 11.
Richmond police say they went to 27-year-old Emmy Bennett's trailer home because someone reported her children were not being taken care of.
They would never allow the children really to come out and play.
Richmond police say when they went to Bennett's home Thursday night, she was extremely intoxicated. Officers say they found 2 children sleeping on a mat in a bedroom that was barricaded by a large tote full of toys. Officers also say they found another child sleeping in a room that was locked from the outside.
That makes me so sad that we just live so close that we couldn't have actually helped the children.
Richmond police say the inside of Bennett's trailer home here was filthy, covered in trash. And police say the entire home smelled of raw sewage. Bennett's next-door neighbor Angela Harvey says although she didn't know her well, Bennett often acted strange.
She would throw beer cans in our backyard.
Bennett's arrest citation states that her oldest child told the officer that Bennett locks them in the room when an unidentified person comes over. Bennett was released from jail Friday on a $5,000 cash bond. I knocked on her door, but she didn't want to talk to us. A man at her home told us this situation was blown out of proportion. In Richmond, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Police tell us that social services made arrangements for the care of those children.
And new tonight, we have learned a driver badly injured in a crash in Lexington has died. The crash happened just before 3 this afternoon at the intersection of Old Richmond Road and DeLong Road. The Fayette County Coroner's Office says 76-year-old William Hamilton of Lexington was driving a car which was hit by a truck. Hamilton later died at UK Hospital.
What it appears as though the vehicle was traveling inbound onto Long Road and failed to stop at the stop sign, but that's part of the investigation right now we're actually looking into, and then pulled into the path of the truck, which was traveling outbound on Richmond Road.
Police say the driver of the truck had non-life-threatening injuries. Old Richmond Road was closed for more than 3 hours, but reopened about 6:30 tonight. New tonight, the owners of a Lexington apartment building have some damage to clean up after a car crashed into it. It happened about 9:30 tonight at the Lex Apartments. Investigators say the car swerved to miss another car at the nearby intersection of South Broadway and Cedar Street, but the car ended up hitting the building. Firefighters say they took steps to keep people walking in that area safe.
It has a veneer on the outside. The bricks has a decorative veneer on it. It's not any part of the structure, but to keep any pedestrians safe, we went through and took the rest of it, what was hanging loose down, so it wouldn't fall on anyone.
Firefighters say a person in the car was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. They say the car hit an unoccupied part of that apartment building. Firefighters called in a building inspector to look at the damage, and they say the building is still structurally sound.
Tonight, an attorney says he wants federal authorities to get involved in the case against a 17-year-old Lexington Catholic high school student accused of harassing and threatening another student over his race. The attorney represents the 14-year-old victim's family. His family showed us the threatening text messages yesterday. The victim's mother, Denisha Vinegar, says the 17-year-old, who was a teammate on the school's football team, sent him text messages threatening him with lynching and telling him to pick cotton to raise money for a school fundraiser. The 17-year-old is charged with harassing communications and terroristic threatening, but the Vinegar family's attorney and the NAACP want this pursued as a hate crime.
We're all Christian people in this, and we would hope that we could resolve these problems in a way that's constructive, but it won't be at the expense of my client.
The 14-year-old victim has since transferred to another school. The school released a new statement today saying his transcript has been shared with his new school, and school leaders say they'll arrange a favorable situation with his family on the tuition amount due. Police referred the case to Fayette County Attorney Larry Roberts, who said he couldn't talk about the case because it's still pending.
Authorities in Belgium now say they have arrested the last known fugitive in last year's Paris attacks. 31-year-old Mohamed Abrini was one of 5 people arrested today. They say he was last seen in November with one of the key suspects in the Paris attacks just 2 days before they happened. And now they're trying to determine if Abrini also played a role in the Brussels attacks last month.
Investigators are verifying whether Abrini Mohamed can be positively identified as being the third person present during the attacks in Brussels National Airport, the so-called man with the hat.
Belgian police say they also arrested a suspect believed to have been involved in the Brussels subway bombing. Today, a Lexington native and her husband killed in the Brussels attacks were laid to rest. Funeral services were held for Stephanie and Justin Schultz at Southland Christian Church in Jessamine County. Family and friends praised the couple for their sense of adventure and their faith. Friends say they're doing whatever they can to try and help the family.
It was very tough, very, very tough to see my friends watch their daughter get carried away. And I couldn't imagine what they're going through. You know, I just couldn't imagine.
The couple was laid to rest at Bluegrass Memorial Gardens. Justin's family plans to hold a memorial this weekend in Tennessee from where he's from. New tonight, a Somerset doctor has been arrested on theft and Medicaid fraud charges. The Kentucky Attorney General's office says a grand jury indicted 57-year-old Ezekiel Candy, earlier this week. Investigators say in 2013 and 2014, he billed Medicaid for tobacco cessation counseling when the service was not performed. Police served a search warrant at his Somerset office yesterday.
Mother's Day is about a month away, and a former UK football player wants to make it special for a couple of single mothers. Zadarius Smith now plays for the Baltimore Ravens. He says he knows how difficult it can be for a single mother because he was raised by one. New at 11, Garrett Weimer talked to Smith about a giveaway he's planned.
Roethlisberger pulls it down again, and a third time, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith, number 90.
Before he made his name and showed his moves playing football, Zadarius Smith was a kid raised by a single mother.
Growing up, my mom played my father and my mother in my life. Sometimes it was hard.
In a FaceTime interview from Baltimore, Smith told me he knows how hard it is for single moms. That's why he wants to honor them this Mother's Day.
I really appreciate all the mothers that really do it. And you could see like where that could go, you know. My mom raised me, and now I'm a NFL football player.
He shared a story of some tough love when his mom took him to jail where she works after he got in trouble at school.
She had me in there for like 2 hours in a cell. I kid you not, I had to eat the food and everything. And that instantly right there set it off to me, man. I need to change. Being cool, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, being bad is not cool.
Smith joined other NFL players and former Cats this week in Washington, D.C., part of a new initiative to fight diabetes, which his mother battles. Smith says he's learned a lot from his mom, and they share a special bond.
Being a single parent, raising single yourself, man, it can be hard. Sometimes kids can get on your nerves too. But never give up on your child.
He hopes his giveaway to show appreciation will also give those mothers hope. Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
That is a big heart he has there. Smith is giving away a gift basket, an autographed jersey, as well as $500 and paying 2 bills for the month. Smith says his mom is helping him go through the nominations. We have all the information about how you can nominate a deserving single mother that you know on WKYT.com.
New details have been released tonight about the hush money investigation involving former U.S. House Speaker Dennis Hastert. How much time prosecutors want him to spend in prison in 9 minutes.
And later in sports, another award tonight for Tyler Eulis after a season that ended with him being named an All-American.
It's time to wake up. You've got things to do, mouths to feed, work to get done. It's another Kentucky morning. And Kentucky mornings start here.
Good morning, I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith.
You don't have time to waste, so we don't waste your time. Simple as that. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
I love grocery shopping at Kroger, but sometimes life gets busy.
So I use ClickList. It's easy. I just order online. And with thousands of great items and fresh food to choose from,
I can get what I want the way I want it, then pick up my order at the store without ever leaving my car.
and for me, that's a game changer.
Order online, pick up curbside at store. We think you're gonna love ClickList. Try it now at Kroger.com/ClickList.
What's new at Fazoli's? You've got to try Ultimate Fettuccine, one of our new signature pastas, or the Market Strawberry and Feta Ensalada with house-roasted chicken and so much more. And our new Meatball Da Vinci Severinos are masterpieces you get to devour. Only at
Fazoli's. Clark County leads the state in registered organ donors.
We know how important it is to try to help others.
Meet 2 organ recipients who are thankful for their county's push for more donors.
It definitely got me where I am today.
Asking for Organs, Monday at 6 on WKYT.
You know, Kentucky weather is what it is. For those of us who've lived here our entire lives, we've just accepted the fact that we're never going to be able to control it. I remember growing up in Salyersville and wondering, what is it about Kentucky that makes our weather so ridiculous? And that passion to understand it has led me to where I am today. While I still can't control it, I sure as heck really understand it. I'm WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey, and I stand for Kentucky.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
It is a cold wind blowing across the Bluegrass State yet again. We're not the only ones dealing, though, with this very cold air. Most of the eastern half of the country in a little early April version of a deep freeze. Here's the flow that is setting up, and look at those winds coming at us from Canada and all the way up toward the Arctic Circle. Chicago getting in on its windy reputation right now, and those winds all the way into the Bluegrass State. Underneath that, we are seeing a little twist here in our radar showing snow showers. We've had snow showers, sleet showers, rain across parts of central and eastern Kentucky. Just an absolutely ugly day, and we've got one more little round that is right on top of central Kentucky as of right now. Not as strong as what we had a little earlier in the day, but you're likely to hear the ping of a little sleet on maybe some of those windows coming up here in the next half hour across the Paris area up toward Carlisle, maybe downtown Lexington with a couple of snowflakes thrown in there for good measure. North of 64, targeting that AA highway corridor especially, northeastern Kentucky, you have at least a chance to put down a little sugar coating of snow on some of the rooftops for a brief moment, then that stuff will melt away. Still, through the day tomorrow, anywhere in the blue can see a few flakes of snow, not just with tonight's stuff, but with tomorrow's action as well. Yeah, I think we'll see a flurry or two into our Saturday. Freeze warning is also out for the entire state and surrounding states, with thermometers now already dropping into the mid and upper 30s. We're going to see those numbers continue to fall through tomorrow morning. Many of us waking up to mid and upper 20s. Winds, not a big factor right now, but as we go through the overnight, those gusts can still hit 30 miles an hour or a little greater. And by the time you go into Sunday now, that's a warmer wind that is cranking up. Those gusts may be closing in on 40 miles per hour across parts of the area. This wind gust forecast, wanted to throw a few extra days in there. We go through your hour-by-hour forecast. We say hello to Saturday. 25 in the morning, 35 for noon, 38 into the afternoon, low 40s as the snow flurry action slowly begins to give way. Hour-by-hour forecast now for the overnight through tomorrow morning. We have those snow flurries, maybe an out-and-out snow shower through 8 o'clock tomorrow morning with readings down into the 20s. See where the clouds are around noon tomorrow. Eastern Kentucky, some flurries will likely be fluttering by from those clouds. Into the afternoon, some sunshine. Tomorrow evening, 11 o'clock. Numbers are down into the mid and upper 20s. That's ridiculous for this time of year, for that hour or any hour. We go into Sunday morning. A little bit of high cloud cover coming into town. Can't rule out a late day shower as temperatures hit the 60s. By the time we go into Sunday night and Monday, help me out, voice, hold on here. We go into Sunday night and Monday. Now we have some showers and some thunderstorms that will be noted. And on Monday, can you pick up where the cold front is? 44 Lexington at 5 o'clock, 63 into the Somerset area. That is another push of some colder air that is coming on down the road as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. I could see another day or two next week with readings into the upper 20s for lows before 70 by Friday.
Some wacky weather for sure.
Really is, and my voice is responding to it. You notice that? Get a little
done talking about it, right?
It is, yep.
Thanks, Chris.
All right.
And despite that cool, rainy weather today, thousands of people spent the afternoon at Keeneland. This was opening day of the spring meet. Keeneland leaders say about 12,000 people were on hand today, only about 500 less than the opening day of the spring meet last year. They expect a bigger crowd tomorrow for the Bluegrass Stakes Day.
And Eastern Kentucky School District needs some new bus drivers, and they found an unusual way to get your attention. That's in 7 minutes.
Right now at Papa John's, get one of our best deals ever. For just $9.99, you can get any large pizza with up to 5 toppings. Pile on your favorites with up to 5 toppings for just $9.99.
Better ingredients, better pizza. PapaJohns.com.
Boy, do we sell a lot of bedrooms at Oak Factory.
And this month starts one of my favorite sales.
Buy a bedroom group, get a free mattress.
This bedroom is $16.99 for the bed, dresser, mirror, and nightstand.
And you get a free mattress.
And 12 months free financing.
Okay, so buy a bedroom, get a free mattress, and free financing for 12 months. Gotta love it. Only at Oak Factory, where you always get the family price.
When severe storms roll in, we go to work to keep you and your family safe by calling a First Alert Severe Weather Day. Keeping you on top of the storms with continuous coverage on air, on WKYT.com, and wherever you are with our news and weather apps. Plus an experienced weather team ready to alert you when you need to get out of harm's way. Keeping you safe this severe weather season, that's what we stand for. First Alert Severe Weather Days, only on WKYT.
The hottest name in late night is talking to the biggest names in politics.
I'm like a kid in a candy store. Who's paying for the candy?
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
This is the first interview that we've actually...
That's true.
I was playing a character who did not care for you.
I can say it now, it was mutual.
Where newsmakers make news.
I've said a few things about you over the years.
Some nice things. Not too much.
Weeknights, only CBS.
I love Spain. This food, the wine, the tapas. I want to stay here forever.
Well, we're not in Spain. We're home.
I know, but this food is so delicious.
Then it's like a Spaincation.
Head to Kroger for authentic recipes, specially imported foods, and delicious meal ideas at the Taste of Spain event.
Cook up fresh Perdue boneless chicken breasts for just $1.99 a pound. And sweet red, yellow, or orange bell peppers are now 10 for $10 at Kroger.
Right now at Papa John's, select sides are just $5 each. Choose from our delicious cheese sticks, crispy chicken poppers, spicy buffalo wings, our chocolate chip cookie, and more. Choose a side for just $5 next time you order pizza.
At papajohns.com.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
New tonight, prosecutors say they will seek up to 6 months in prison for former U.S. House Speaker Dennis Hastert in a hush money case.
And they claim he agreed to pay more than $3 million to a sexual abuse victim when the victim was 14. Hastert pled guilty last fall to breaking banking laws, but a newly released court document details allegations from 4 people who claim Hastert sexually abused them.
Today, students and teachers at a Powell County school honored a beloved educator. Joyce Hall was the longtime Family Resource Center director at Stanton Elementary School. The family members say she died last week of complications from the flu. This afternoon, students and teachers released balloons outside the school to honor Hall. Her family was also on hand for the memorial.
New tonight, a Laurel County man accused of killing his twin brother says he's not guilty. Court workers in Laurel County say Antonio Johnson was arraigned on a murder charge this morning. Police say he used a hammer to kill his brother Anthony Johnson at a home on Robinson Creek Road earlier this week. A judge set Antonio's bond at $500,000 and appointed him a public defender. Also new tonight, former coal company executive Don Blankenship paid a $250,000 fine for conspiring to willfully violate mine safety standards. A judge sentenced Blankenship to 1 year in prison and the fine earlier this week. Blankenship used to be CEO of Massey Energy. The company owned the Upper Big Branch mine in West Virginia, where a 2010 explosion killed 29 miners. Blankenship is appealing the sentence.
We have learned more tonight about a police chase in Madison County. The Madison County Sheriff's Office tells us deputies arrested 20-year-old Taylor Hampton and 27-year-old Jasmine Robertson after the chase. Deputies say this morning they stopped a car that had been reported stolen on Crooksville Road, but they say the car then drove off, hitting a Madison County Sheriff's Office cruiser. Deputies chased the car but eventually lost sight of it. They say they soon found the car unoccupied on Arthur Jackson Road. Deputies say they later found the people in that car, Hampton and Robertson, hiding in a nearby field. Both now face multiple charges.
New tonight, an Eastern Kentucky school district has come up with an unusual way to try to find new bus drivers. The Breathitt County School District is now advertising the job openings on the side of a school bus. The transportation director says it's a creative way to get some attention.
We move this school bus around in different locations. We'll leave it a couple weeks in one area, then we'll move it to another area.
He says they've already had some good luck with that ad. Since posting it on the bus, they've hired about 12 drivers. That's one way of finding them.
It gets your attention for sure. Brian Milan with us tonight, and it was a special night in Los Angeles at the College Basketball Awards.
Yeah, Tubby Smith being honored, and so was Tyler Eulis. Eulis wins one award and was a finalist for National Player of the Year. All the details next in sports.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. WKYT.
Dare to compare. LG's new OLED TV. $19.99 at Best Buy. Just $16.49 at PRAS. Save $149 over Home Depot on this Amana refrigerator. Plus free gift cards up to $500.
Nobody beats PRAS.
Did you know that over 31% of injury-causing accidents are the result of rear-end collisions? Hi, I'm Kevin Renfro. It's a helpless feeling to look into a rearview mirror and see another car about to hit you. If you've been injured when another driver rear-ended you, you may be owed damages. Give us a call. We want to help you get all you've got coming to you. Serious, experienced results. Call the Becker Law Office for a free evaluation. Just dial 3.
Get this Tempur-Pedic bundle with mattress, adjustable base, 2 memory foam pillows, mattress protector, and a free 50-inch TV. As low as $49 a month with the power of 60 months, 0 interest.
Nobody beats PRAS.
Saturday's Powerball jackpot is $168 million.
Honda believes that your garage is what you make it. Looking good, Suzanne.
So make it great with amazing deals on many Honda products, including the restyled Honda Accord.
It's been on Car and Driver's 10 best list a record 30 times and comes with a standard multi-angle rear view camera. The Honda Dream Garage sales event is happening now. Let's go. You got a garage to fill. Celebrate spring with a great deal on a restyled Accord. Now at your Honda dealer.
At Hair Win, we've been helping people for 125 years.
If you've been injured in a life-changing accident, we can help.
Contact us at helpingkentucky.com.
Hair Win. Visit helpingkentucky.com.
Lexington Overstock Warehouse is open this weekend for our Spring Savings Warehouse Sale. Get quality furniture and mattresses at incredibly low prices. Slush sectional $597. Prestonic Queen Mattress and Box $248. Go to LexingtonOverstockWarehouse.com for more details.
It's spring. Time to cook out. No, way out. It's time to get inspired, get advice, and get coolers. Because we gotta get cooking, catching, and oohing. And then do it all again next weekend. Cabela's Spring Great Outdoor Days, the biggest sale and event of the season. Get 25% off Cabela's 5-piece cast iron starter set. In-store and online now.
It was a routine call, a code 7 at a local laundromat. What we saw, well, nothing can prepare you for it. We went in, we approached the victim. He was dying of boredom. Agents of play, sir. We got there just in time. We handed him a scratch-off ticket and watched him play.
Thank you.
Have fun. I'm serious. His smile, well, that's the only thanks we needed. It's what being an agent of play is all about.
Put a little play in your day, week, month, or year with these exciting new scratch-offs from the Kentucky Lottery. Fueling imagination, funding education.
Tyler Eulis had a special season as the floor general during his sophomore year at UK, and tonight he was recognized as the top point guard in the country. Eulis brought home the Bob Cousy Award at the College Basketball Awards ceremony in Los Angeles. The award given annually to the nation's top point guard. The 5'9" general averaged 17.3 points per game, 7 assists this past year. Eulis also setting the single-season school record for assists with 246. Eulis was also one of 3 finalists for the John R. Wooden Award.
With last year, we had so many veteran guys, so many pros on the team. I didn't have to do as much, but this year we had a lot of freshmen coming in, and I felt like my role was to lead this team, and, I try to do the best I can.
You did quite well, young man. Also tonight, former Kentucky head coach Tubby Smith taking home the Wooden Legends of Coaching Award. Tubby has 550 victories in his career, and this year took Texas Tech to the NCAA tournament. He's one of only 2 coaches in history to take 5 different teams to the NCAA tournament. He was also voted National Coach of the Year. Speaking of coaches, former Morehead State, Southern Miss, and Tennessee coach Donnie Tyndall has been hit with a 10-year show cause penalty, that according to CBS Sports earlier today. The NCAA says Tyndall acted unethically and failed to promote an atmosphere for compliance at Southern Miss. The NCAA saying Tyndall directed members of his staff to complete fraudulent coursework for 7 prospects so they could immediately become eligible. Tyndall also helped make cash and credit card payments to a pair of prospects. He also was accused of deleting emails, providing false or misleading information during that investigation. The last man to win the Masters and then lead the following year after 18 holes was Jack Nicklaus in 1966. Jordan Spieth did the same, winning last year and led after the first round this year. Second round at the Masters, and Mr. Spieth looking to build on his lead. Third hole, Spieth. Great approach for his second birdie on the day. He moved to 8 under. But Spieth would struggle on the back 9. Here he comes up short on the approach, leading to a bogey. That would put him at 5 under. And we go to the 16th hole. Rory McIlroy makes the tough, curling birdie putt to move to 3 under. He would finish at 3 under for the day. Look how slow that thing goes. Perfection on the 18th. Spieth would save par with a putt to finish at -4, 1-shot lead over McIlroy heading into the weekend. Kentucky and J.B. Holmes sits at +1 and a tie for 15th. SEC baseball tonight at the Cliff. Kentucky and Alabama. UK still looking for its first Friday win in conference play. Down 2-0, bottom of the 6th. 2 on for Evan White. He swings at strike 3 in the dirt. Ball gets away, but a run scores. 2-1. The next batter, Javon Shelby. And he takes the hanging curveball down the third base line. It rolls into the corner. Shelby cruises into second with a double. Storm Wilson and White score, makes it 3-2 Kentucky. Now in the 8th, Zach Strecker gets the glove work of Evan White. He is a Gold Glover, ladies and gentlemen. That's amazing. Diving stop takes away extra bases, and UK finally wins on Friday, 3-2, the final. Fresh off the sweep of the Phillies, the Reds hosting the Pirates, who swept St. Louis. So a lot of brooms coming out. Already up 1-0. Brandon Phillips back from a stomach virus. Woo, crushes that pitch to center field. His first homer of the year. Just like that, it's 2-0. Ball hit the batter's eye, some kind of a shot. Leading 4-2. Phillips is on second, breaks for third. The pitch gets away from the catcher. Phillips hustles all the way around from second to make it 5-2. But with 2 outs in the ninth, the Pirates load the bases, and J.J. Hoover serves it up to Starling Marte, a grand slam. And as Mr. Bailey said, the 5th time he's given up a grand slam in his career. 6-5, Pirates get the win. 28th running of the Transylvania Grade 3 stakes for 3-year-olds, going 1 mile and a 16th. Catapult went off at 9-5. Here's the stretch call.
Shockey Mott leads at a length and a half. Converge coming up the inside, but still has work to do. Catapult's going to come down from the outside, but still 6th, and they're all going to have to catch Shockey Mott, who has the lead by 3 lengths. Late run from JR's Holiday, Inspector Lindley, then Converge. It will be Shockey Mott and Emma Jane Wilson to take the Transylvania in front-running fashion.
Shockey Mott pulls it off, paying $14.20 to win. Bluegrass Stakes are tomorrow at Keeneland. We'll be right back.
Hey, you know where to find me.
98.1 The Bull.
It's your favorite radio station.
It's the way that we get to you.
Nothing like a great song. There's nothing like country music.
Officer Dawn and Deanne mornings. 60-minute bull rides all day.
First thing in the morning
and last thing at night.
Better country, 98.1 The Bull.
The best songs.
The biggest artists.
All in one place. 98.1 The Bull.
We'll see you there.
Nominate your favorite teacher today. Go to WKYT.com/teacher.
Why the charade? To give people hope, Detective. Hope. So I can rip it away from them. You just don't care. How many people you kill? No, I don't.
His real name is Hunter Zolomon.
He's a convicted serial killer. I'm faster than I've ever been. I can take him down.
You can lock up the darkness.
Everybody in the pool. A new swimming pool in your backyard this summer means double the fun for your family. What better way to keep the kids entertained? Think you can't afford it? Then think again. The big 15 by 24 Econoline pool from Blue World Pools is only $3.99. Yes, $3.99, and that super low price includes pump, filter, liner, ladder, and a free automatic pool vacuum. That's right, all that fun, only $3.99. But that's not all. That price even includes installation on your ready site. What a deal! You may choose to step up to the next level with our midline pool or really turn your backyard into a summer party paradise with the classic pool from Blue World Pools. Our top-of-the-line classic is famous for its low maintenance and high-style beauty. Nothing brings the family together like a backyard pool. The summer barbecues, the parties, or just hanging out and cooling off on yet another sweltering summer day. Beat that heat. Call Blue World Pools now and get your party started.
At the end of the broadcast, I'm most proud of what we have done as a team. This is the ultimate team sport, television news, and all of the people that have contributed to that night's broadcast, people who have risked their lives to tell the news and to deliver to the American people the highest quality news broadcast in the world today. That is a very satisfying feeling.
Don't let dust and allergies get between you and life's beautiful moments. With Flonase Allergy Relief, they won't. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control 1 substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. Flonase outperforms the #1 non-drowsy allergy pill, so you can seize those moments wherever you find them. Flonase 6 is greater than 1 changes everything.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. Follow WKYT on Twitter. Have something that needs investigating? Email us or call the WKYT Investigates tip line.
All right, it's Friday night. That's a good thing.
Positive thing.
We'll just skip what you're going to say anyway.
Wish I had better news out there. A little rain or snow shower action continues to show up into parts of central Kentucky. Some light accumulations in the north. What about the day tomorrow? Let the emojis frown it out. Tomorrow morning especially. 25, 35, 40 for a high temperature. Welcome to spring.
Those are all your faces, too, after watching the Reds tonight, Luz, right? Your exact emoji face for that.
I like put words to those emojis.
Hey, the Cardinals